All right, so now, here we are, honey, chilling. You know, if you did with me, honey, going to know what going on and thing like that. It is the queen quet right here for we first Gullah Geechee biking beauty. That's right, hashtag GGBB, baby. But look who did in the house. The one and the only Ricky Kelly. Someone honey chilling with a follow up on Facebook. Probably to follow this your thing called, you see that right there, Sharon? Y'all see that? Black Beach, White Beach. Please don't read them cross. It's not black, white, beach, beach. Black Beach, White Beach. Y'all know how y'all be to act up sometimes. So now, look, y'all, we so glad because plenty of time people don't know this y'all. And that's a funny thing about how me and this brother y'all met. We met online. And see, he, just like the rest of y'all children are trying to think the Gullah Geechee Nation a Lily place. So he thought up at Atlantic Beach and Myrtle Beach, he could have stayed in the hotel up yonder, and he could have come walk over here to Centennial Island and hit it quick. No, boy, you gotta come down the road. Okay? Centennial Island at the bottom, and Myrtle Beach, Atlantic Beach, they up at the top. So my brother, 20 years you've been riding, 3 years you've been filming. What made you do this documentary, Black Beach, White Beach?
Well, I was just watching the years of the mistreatment, the over-policing, you know, the unwelcomeness that they make us feel. Mm-hmm. Just years of frustration and spending money and not feeling that I was being fulfilled.
Interesting. And now you told me something interesting before we started filming. I asked you, what do you ride? What did you ride all these years you been riding?
Well, I've had several bikes. The last bike that I had, which I sold to make this film, was CBR 1000.
And that's what hit me. You said you sold it to make the film. I know many people out here going, man, what? Because they still saving up to get their bike. And so this must have meant a lot to you because I know a bike is a passion. So what would make you sell it? It's like a baby to most brothers. How could you sell the baby to do this?
This became my new baby. Once I got invested in it, I realized, and there's still more to come. You know, it's like it's a very expensive undertaking. I didn't want to just put out some nonsense and something I could have sold out the trunk of my car. You know, I wanted to get a full length to tell the story properly. You know, and I realized that was going to cost money more than I had, or more than I have. So, right. You know, with the grace of God, I'm making it.
Exactly, exactly. And we want to help you make it. That's why we asked you come down here to Gullah Geechee Bike and Beauty. We wanted to use our platform to help you promote this story. Because a lot of people don't realize Atlantic Beach and Myrtle Beach are two different cities. And that Atlantic Beach, which is the black pearl of the Gullah Geechee Nation, is one of the first all-black incorporated townships in America. And so for years, I've gone to Atlantic Beach. We started one of the first Gullah Geechee festivals at Atlantic Beach. And because of the same thing you said, the over-policing, the rearresting of the town council members, all kinds of stuff, they kind of let that fizzle out. But we know that Black Biker Week still goes on. So do you go up there? Are you going to be there filming again this year?
Certainly, yes. As soon as I leave here, I'm going up there. You know, actually, you know, my parents met in Atlantic Beach.
Are you serious?
I think I was conceived
at Atlantic Beach.
Real talk. Yes, without a doubt.
Wow. So they both ride?
No, my parents are deceased.
Okay.
Okay, but no, they weren't riders. They just actually, my mother was working in Atlantic Beach. She met my father. Yeah. And you know, here I am.
And here you are.
I always felt a kinship to that beach. You know, when I used to come down years ago, I'd be like, it's just something
drawing you there.
Right, back every year.
It's the spirit.
It was like, okay, so interesting story about this. A friend of mine, we used to come down to bike rally every year together, right? He passed away. He's just 40 years old. Just dropped dead. Had a baby. His first child, 6 months old. He moved down from New York, down south. And just dropped dead and died. And,
wow.
You know, and I used to tell him, you know, when we were riding, like, one day I'm going to tell this story, you know, and that was like the catalyst. When he passed, I realized I was like,
it was time
to honor him, you know.
You're going to tell this story now.
The history of the story.
Wow. You had to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I want to thank you for inviting me down to this festival, to just absorb this culture. These people have been so nice to me and so welcoming. This is a wonderful place, and everybody black should come here and see this land.
We appreciate that. And hopefully we get you back here for the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Fest in August. Let the film show some more, get some more folks, get y'all to buy these t-shirts. Now y'all can go online, buy some of this gear. Y'all hear this brother done sold his bike, man. We can't let this brother be around here walking. He still got some filming to do. So y'all got to go ahead, get on there. You've seen some GoFundMe campaigns for Black Beach, White Beach. Give them the website.
Well, it's hashtag Black Beach, White Beach, but I have fiscal sponsorship through the Southern Documentary Film Fund. And once you go on Black Beach, White Beach, it'll tell you how you can donate for us to complete this film. You know, the last part tends to be the most expensive part of the journey.
Absolutely.
But we're almost there, and we hope to give a good showing today.
Excellent. So now, honey children, y'all ain't gonna get to see the film upon you, but y'all gonna see right there on we blog and things like that at the Lee trailer. Because you should have had yourself down here if you been want to see the premiere screening and all of that. But what we gonna do, go on over there, follow the brother, follow the film on Facebook, and click over yonder, give a little bit of donation and thing like that. And we so glad that this year going on in the Gullah Geechee Nation. This year the Queen Quet. And you know what you did with me, honey going, no. What's going on? So, honey chiller, tune in. We about to sign out. We gonna give y'all a little brief intro into the film, and then it's time for y'all rev up, roll out, support Black Beach, White Beach, Atlantic Beach, Black bikers all around the world. Much love to all of you. Peace and blessings. Stay strong, my brother. So, as I was saying, you heard the brother. He talked about the t-shirts he has and talked about the undertaking of making a film. I'm Queen Quet, Chiefess and Head of State for the Gullah Geechee Nation. Many people walk up to me all the time and say, I saw you on TV, all right? And more often than not, it was in this documentary. And I said, which one? And they go, oh, I don't know. But it was on TV. I know. Which one? So I worked with documentaries in front of the camera and behind the camera. I was blessed last year to work on a television show, Underground. So I worked again in front of the camera and behind the camera with that. And so I love films. I especially love films about our culture, our community of all kinds that can educate. And so when I heard about this brother's work, I didn't know him personally, like many of the other filmmakers and TV people I've gotten to know. I didn't know them personally. I love what they were doing and the cause that they were projecting through film. And so I thought that it was, as they say in the church, thought it not robbery, to reach out to the brother and say, well, excuse me, this film, Black Beach, White Beach, is really about the Black Pearl, which is here in the Gullah Geechee Nation. I said, would you be interested in coming and premiering your film? When is it going to be out? He said, oh no, they ain't finished yet. Right? I said, well, could you do a screening for us? Because we're going to have our first Gullah Geechee Bike and Beauty. And so, as soon as I said that, it took you a little minute because he was busy filming and stuff to get back on Facebook. Next thing one day I saw this, yes, that would be wonderful, it would be an honor. And so I finally got the opportunity today to lay my eyes on Ricky Kelly. I saw some pictures on Facebook, but was never sure, is this the filmmaker or this one of the other guys that he's interviewing? So I ain't gonna assume nothing. Okay, you know what happened when you assume. So I try not to assume anything. So when he got in there, I said, that's Ricky Kelly. Caught him right there like that sister doing with that plate right here. He was getting down, but that meant I knew he was right at home on St. Helena Island. So I welcome to my home island our brother, Ricky Kelly. Good job.
Thanks to everyone that came out today. This is a rough cut of my film. Probably a third of it to give you an idea of what we're doing, some of the characters, and it's a pretty strong storyline. What we are, to finish this film, of course, like I said, this is more money. You know, but we've been working on it for 3 years. It's a great story. I'm telling the story of Atlantic Beach and Myrtle Beach and, you know, the separation that's come. But I just let the movie tell it. I enjoy it.
Right, because we spend money.
Right.
Black folks spend money. And what we must do is spend money amongst ourselves.
Right.
So then, and that's the approach we take in the Gullah Geechee community. It's really about umoja
Right.
and collective work and responsibility.
Exactly.
So it would be nice to sort of, like Queen said, juxtaposition those two sets of African Americans here within this country.
Right.
And an interesting thing about it is because this group has maintained so many of its Africanisms. That collective work and responsibility, that's the direct principle of Africans. That's directly a result of how they used to do things, and we retain that here.
Right.
And so it's amazing to see sort of this continuing going back to someone who does not want you and
right.
giving them your
Your
money.
But you have an alternative. You may
do.
not have all the amenities the first year you go, but if you continue to go,
Yes.
then
They can build up
they
those
can
amenities.
build up those things. But if you, it's never going to happen. They're never going to give it to you.
Right.
You're going to have to always empower yourself. It may not be it's not where you start, but it's where you end up.
That's
Ultimately, like you said, it's the pearl. You see the pearl and you invest in it.
That's right.
Eventually, it will become what you expected it to be.
And go back to what it used to be for us.
I mean,
Right. And
Yeah.
you customize it for what
You
you want. 'Cause
customize
we're
it for
a
what you
different
want
kind of
today.
people. We are a vibrant people.
Right.
We are a colorful people. We
Right.
like things a certain way.
Right.
And that's what we want. And so you create the atmosphere that you want. If you want to be
Absolutely.
revving and rolling and that's how you want to portray yourself for that week, for that celebratory atmosphere, you create that for yourself. You know your people. We know our
Exactly.
people. You saw us on the corner. That's how we roll.
Right.
And when you own the
Own the
lots,
land.
when you own the land,
You can roll how you want on it.
dictate how things happen.
That's right.
And you also bend the ear of law enforcement to say, this week in this area, which is primarily owned by these people,
Right.
this is how we're going to behave. And we will police
And this is how you will behave
in our space.
if you do come in our space. You see? So, I mean, people, it says power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has and it never will. So what I'm looking forward to is being able to utilize what you are creating as a tool to further the human rights demands. Because what has been stated here in your film is about civil rights by the brother from NAACP. That's what their job is, civil rights. My job is human rights. So my thing is, right, you have civil rights like he said. But these people are not being civil to you because they're not treating you as a human being. They've reduced you back to 3/5 of a human being. What is the other 2 parts? They determine it. So when you don't own it, that's how they look at you. We can dictate to you what those other 2/5 will be. When you own yourself, and I mean your mental capacity, your spirituality, your land that God bless you to be on, you dictate what happens then with the full person, the whole person. And so that's why I think this is such a critical piece that you've done. I mean, just this 21 minutes and 53 seconds, I'm all ready to steal your thumb drive.
Okay.
I'm ready to run up on you. I know you're kind of big, but you know, I'm all right. I can do a little something. I'm ready to run up on you and just take it, you know, because it's such a critical tool. Because again, I love this compared to the trailer. Because the trailer is such an invoking teaser. People are going to think it's that standard bike movie. Booties everywhere. Right. Just booties. All right. And this is intellectually stimulating. Yes. This is Black history. Yes. You see, and I think that's so important because Atlantic Beach has suffered and been ravaged. I've been there myself and seen the horrific outcome of this disenfranchisement. So now you're giving the backstory of how it got that way. Mr. Skeet, I met him a long time ago, I think on the first or second trip there. Tell him I said hi, I'm glad he's still around. And so I got to come see him again. So when you release this, we'd love to have you back here so that we can fill this house with people to see the full film. But in the meantime, we definitely will be tweeting, we'll be posting and reposting. I got money in my purse now, but to buy some of these shirts, you know, hook you up a little gas money so you get up the road, because he had thought he could spend the night in Myrtle Beach, y'all. He ain't have realized. We'll say, no, what. But you got to come back.
but that.
Yeah, but you gotta come back. So I mean, even if you want to come back during the Gullah Geechee Nation International Music and Movement Festival, you're welcome to do so. It's gonna be right here at the library and at the corner, and we got some stuff at MJ's Soul Food. It's a whole weekend for the family. So we'd love to put this on the roster to show folks, because so many more of our people, they know Atlantic Beach is a party place, but they don't realize the historic background that you put in this. So I commend you. Job well done. Job well done. Any other questions, comments, input?
Yes, since I'm very impressed that the revolution is still alive.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.